2.2 Histograms. Key concept. While a frequency distribution is a useful tool for summarizing data and investigating the distribution of data, an even better tool is a histogram, which is a graph that is easier to interpret than a table of numbers. Now, a histogram is a graph consisting of bars of equal width drawn adjacent to each other, unless there are gaps in the data. The horizontal scale represents classes of quantitative data values, and the vertical scale represents frequencies. The heights of the bars correspond to the frequency values. Now, the important uses of a histogram. One is that it visually displays the shape of the distribution of the data. It shows the location of the center of the data. It shows the spread of the data, and it also identifies outliers. Now, a histogram is a graph of a frequency distribution. For example, the figure to the right is the histogram corresponding to the frequency distribution of daily commute times in Los Angeles. Now, class frequencies should be used for the vertical scale, and that scale should be labeled. There is no universal agreement on the procedure for selecting which values are used for the bar locations along the horizontal scale, but it is common to use class midpoints or class boundaries or class limits or something else. It is often easier for us to use class midpoints for the horizontal scale, and histograms can usually be generated using technology. Now, if you take a look here, the first class is between 0 and 14, and that number here would be 6. That is the frequency. Okay, the second class is between 15 and 29, and the midpoint of that is 22, and you can see that that represents 18. And then this one represents 14, this one is 5, this one is also 5, this one is 1, and this is 1. Now again, 7 is the midpoint, because if you take 0 and add 14 and divide it by 2, it gives you 7. If you take 15 plus 29, divide that by 2, that gives you 22, and so on. And therefore, those are the class midpoints. And also, you want to make sure that you label your histogram. So below on the horizontal scale, you have the commute times in minutes. In the vertical scale, represents the frequency.